Hi, my name is Tiffany with Rosenbaum Realty Group, and today I want to talk to you about squatters and squatter rights. What is squatter rights? If you don't know, squatter rights is where an individual takes possession of a property for a certain amount of time without the owner of that property taking legal action against that person. Now, this actually is different for state by state. So if you're in a different state than I am, it is very important that you talk to your lawyers to make sure you know the laws where you're from. In 2010, we actually had an instance of this, and I want to tell you a story of how we made sure that we were on top of it. In 2010, we had a resident move out, and the resident gave us possession back. They put it all in writing they were out. And giving possession back is giving the keys back to the property management company or owner. So we had all that, and we sent out our inspection team to go do an inspection on a property, a move-out evaluation, which we call MOE. And when that individual got to the property, they knock on the door, because that's our policy. You always knock on the door to see if someone will respond. Well, no one responded, and so they unlocked the door, and they started to open up the door. And the door slammed right back. And she goes, oh. So our policies, they step away. They give us a call, our team at the office, and they say, hey, this is the situation. You need to understand someone's in the property. So we go back to the resident, and we call the resident and say, hey, you gave keys back. You gave us possession. And that individual said, I am no longer at that property. So at that point, we go into mode of someone's gone on the property as a squatter and we need to take legal action. Because the individual only moved out the day before, we could call the police that we had someone that was trespassing on the home and that we could take legal action against this person. And my favorite date night, I got to ride up to the property, make sure I was there with the police to make sure that if they had any questions or needed proof, I could give them proof that individual was not supposed to be on the property. So as the police got there, they asked, is the individual dangerous? I said, I don't know. I've never met the individual. I don't know this individual. They should not be in this home. That's all I know. I do know that they slammed the door on our team that was coming to do an MOE. So the police officer went back and said, okay. So they knocked on the door and no one responded. They came back and said, are you okay with us busting in the door if we need to? I said, at this point, you can do what you need to do to make sure we have possession of this property. So the police went back and they got in this little huddle and they made a game plan to make sure they were safe for their team. So they went up to the door and they busted it in and they realized that there was no one there as they circled the home and they went in and they went through every bedroom. But they came back and they said, you're lucky that you took action because there's drugs everywhere. And so this person that came in was already making this place their drug home. So we took action. We said, okay, thank you for letting us know. And we were able to change the locks that night to make sure that person would not be able to come in unless they broke in. But the reason why we were able to do what we did is because we acted so fast, meaning that person could not prove possession of that property, even though they weren't there. If they would have been there, they wouldn't have been able to prove possession because of the fact that the person had moved out just the day prior. A squatter has to prove possession of the home. And it's important that you have a team or you as a landlord is on top of that. If a property goes vacant, that property has people coming in and out of it to make sure that you don't have a squatter situation. So at Rosenbaum Realty Group, we make sure that we do not delay going to our properties when they're vacant or right before they're vacant to make sure that we take legal action quickly if we have a squatter situation. And that's why it's so important to go to the property many times when it is vacant so you can stay on top of it.